Wake that ass up.
Early in the morning.
The Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ Envy, Angela Yee, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. We got a special guest on the line.
Yes, indeed.
Jeezy.
What up, Joe? What's happening? What's happening? Good morning. All that.
Jizzle, you got a lot going on, my brother. You sitting on the set of your new talk show, Worth a Conversation.
Worth a Conversation on Fox Soul. What is it? Wednesday nights, 7 p.m. Pacific, 10 p.m. Eastern on Fox Soul. Y'all got to check it out.
What's the show about? Is it you talking to other people? You interviewing?
Yeah. I mean, so you know, just so we clear, man. Like I've how can I say it? Like I've been through things in my life that I'm quite sure that the next man probably go through at some point or haven't went through yet.
Mm-hmm.
I pride myself on having conversations with people that have knowledge and wisdom. So for me, just being able to sit down with people that overcame their adversity and hear how they done it, I feel like it's knowledge because it helped me through my life. It helped me get out the streets. It helped me get in the industry. It helped me navigate my way through the industry. So there's no one specific book that you can read about knowledge and wisdom. So I feel like you got to go to the source. So Worth the Conversation is me basically having a conversation with people that overcame a lot, they've been through a lot, and hopefully that people can get something out of that. You know what I mean? Like that's the whole purpose.
Now, when did you realize that was something that benefited you? Because I've been to your trap in Hawkinsville. I sat on Auntie's porch. Like, at what moment did you realize I like having conversations with people because it inspires me?
I mean, from my older uncles and my older uncles, people that was in the streets before me, and they used to just give me game. Like, it could be something small. Like, my uncle once told me, like, if you want to help people, you can't, you can't be where they at. Meaning, like, you can't, if you want to help the poor, you can't be where the poor people are. You got to do better for yourself so you can help your family. My family was poor. You feel me? Like, my mother we grew up in a trailer. My grandmother's house was not even bigger than this studio. So, I wanted them to have more. So I got on my grind and figured that out. Got my mom a crib, looked out for my grandma and those things. But that just came from what my uncle told me. I didn't know that myself. I didn't know that personally. So when you sit down with older people, they give you game, free, so I just wanted to bring it to the forefront for the culture and give my people free game, because everybody can't sit down with a Steve Harvey. Mm-hmm. Everybody can't sit down with a Deon Sanders. Everybody can't sit down with a Charlamagne. Everybody can't sit down with these thought leaders and pick their brains. So it's just like, if I'm gonna sit down and talk to them, I want to give it to you. Just like with my music, when I say thug motivation, that's what it's been. Everything I ever learned, I put it in my music. Everything I ever learned, I put it in my brand. Everything I ever learned, I gave it to my homies. You know what I'm saying? So that's just who I am, man. I'm a giver.
I saw you just did the interview with Deon Sanders. So is it, I think from the outside looking in, when we look at certain celebrities, we think their life has to be so amazing, and you don't realize that people are going through things just like the average person might go through.
Right. I mean, because you feel like you got a superpower. I just seen something happen with the baby and his brother. It's just like you just never know what people going through mentally, and everything that's going on in the world really got people off their rocker. So you don't know who's strong, who's weak. You don't know who you can call, and sometimes you got to really check up on your strong friends. And even for somebody like Deon, like, I just respect his evolution. He's always been evolving, but I wouldn't have never thought that he went through what he went through because he got so much personality. He show up in the room, people love him. Like, what's the hate about him? You know what I'm saying? So to even hear him say that he went through a part where he was suicidal. And I've been through parts of life where I was in positions like, I was like, yo, man, like, this is not working for me. Or when I was trying to get out of the streets, it was hard because now, I'm trying to do something different, and that's going against the grain, and that don't always work easy. So, life is hard in general. Like, anybody tell you life ain't hard, they capping. Anybody tell you they ain't real life, they capping. So to hear somebody like Deon say it, and I even was looking at a lot of the things people were saying back, like, people really appreciate him being honest.
Right.
I do too, you know what I'm saying? Because I never thought he, went through nothing like that. So
sometimes, and people have less sympathy if you're rich or if you're famous and you go through things and express it. Sometimes people do act really nasty about that and can attack you and be like, oh, well, you're rich, but what, you don't have those problems.
Yeah, but that's the thing though, Angela. Like, if I could tell you anything, money do not solve problems. It just it actually magnifies it. And if you already a bad person, it's gonna make you worse. If you're an angry person, it's gonna make you angrier. If you're a nasty person, you're gonna be nastier. You just got money. You know, it's a tool. And you know, just even growing up, you know, my grandma used to tell me that, like, you know, even when we ain't have nothing, like she tell me, I'm rich at heart. You know, you rich, you got it, it's in you. You know what I mean? Nobody never dim your light. And to me, I carry that. I tell anybody around me, like, if it's in you and you got it, you already rich. You know, the money is a tool. You can do other things and help other people. And you can, you know, travel and see the world. And then, you know, a lot of us get money, we don't even go see the world. We just, you know, spend it on, you know what I'm saying, whatever to make us feel better. And life is really about experiences. You know what I'm saying? For me, that's what I learned. And that's the type of things I get from, you know, just even having conversations with these people. It's the experiences and not always the material things you can buy. Don't get me wrong. I like material things. I do.
Now, what has this pandemic taught you? Because, you know, we've all been stuck in the crib, all been stuck in the house. What has it taught you?
Oh, man, a lot about myself. It'd be like just patience. A lot about myself, like thinking outside the box, thinking innovative, you know, just really at peace with myself. It took time to, like, you know, study up on some things I wanted to study up on. Just be creative in a creative space. I got a lot of creative things going on because you got time to yourself. You got time to think. And it's just like, if you really think about it, you know, everybody in the world was really on pause when it hit. So we was all on the same playing field. So if you don't come out of this pandemic better than you went into it, you just wasted a lot of time. And that's my goal, to come out of it better than I went into it. But it taught me patience, you know, most of all, because you really got to be patient right about now. Like, you can't really force things, you feel me?
Absolutely.
Jeezy, you know, you talked about the baby, but what about you? Because you like a war veteran, you know what I mean? Shootouts you done been in, federal investigations.
I went through the drug war, shout out to Bush.
Yep.
I'm a veteran of the drug war.
Exactly. All of that has to have a toll on your mental health. Have you dealt with any of your traumas?
Yeah, I mean, you know, to be honest with you, like, I just started being open-minded. You know what I'm saying? And I get it all the time, like, yo, Jeezy, you know, like, you know, and that's why even with the single, and we'll get into it later on, you know, with Yo Gotti back, that's basically what I'm saying. Like, yo, they say you left the hood, I got it on my back, bro. That's gonna be me forever. But until I go out here and explore something like Christopher Columbus and open up some new doors for us, because I opened up the trap doors. I brought people in the music game. I opened up the door and left it open. So until I go explore, or we go explore, we don't know what else is out there. So for me, you know, my traumas, you know, they real. So I just started having an open mind and just having different conversations to open my world up. And it made it easier for me to deal with my trauma and actually talking to people who went through things. Because I thought my life was real, but here we go back again with Deion Sanders and Steve Harvey on the show. Like, I ain't never slept in my car. I slept on the sofa before, on the floor, but I couldn't imagine sleeping in my car for 3 months like Steve Harvey and sleeping in parking lots and having to go fish in people's ponds to eat. Like, so to me, that's real. So as far as my traumas, like, you know, my music has been my, you know, my music has been my outlet. You know what I'm saying? You know, the people that love me, that I love back, has been my outlet. You know, people that been through real things in life that I talk to and I go, man, my life wasn't really as bad as I thought. And that's my outlet. So, you know, I'm working on it. I ain't got where you at, though. I got to come where you at, though, Charlamagne, because I hear you got some whole other things going on.
Hey, man, it take a few years. I mean, there's a few years of therapy for me.
Right. I ain't gonna lie, though. You know, my soul need therapy. I'm gonna keep it real. You know, my soul need therapy, baby.
You know what's so interesting about you, Jeezy? It's tricky, right? Because for you, when you first dropped, like, you provided a soundtrack for so many hustlers. So for some people, all they want is Snowman, Trap or Die, you know, Recession, and it's almost like they won't accept anything else from you. How do you feel about that?
I mean, I think it's, you know, it comes with the territory. You know, people who are scared to evolve, or people who push the envelope and evolve, you know what I'm saying? They the ones that lead. You know, if we all doing the same thing, I mean, just imagine if I was doing the same thing and talking about the same thing I was talking about the first time y'all interviewed me, I don't really think it would make for a great interview or a great conversation. It would be a waste of all of our time. You know what I'm saying? One thing I learned about life, bro, like, I ain't gonna ever let nobody dim my light, dim my imagination, or dim, you know, what I got set out for myself. If you love me and you rock with me, rock with me. If you don't like the direction I'm going, I get it, God. Get out the car. It's fine. You know what I'm saying? My mental GPS is already locked in, so I gotta go where I gotta go, because that's what fulfills me. I can't live for other people. You know what I'm saying? And I get it. But you know, at the end of the day, I got people who I love that want to see me do better, and I love myself, so I want to see me do better, and I want the people around me to do better. So it just like it just come with the territory. I get it though, you know, I love it. You know what I'm saying? But what I tell you, like, get you somebody that can do both.
Yeah, because it's not trap or die no more. It's evolve or die.
Evolve or die, and that's real though. Because if you don't, you know, you're gonna be pushed to the wayside, and as you can see, you know, even in the world, like, you know, even with the pandemic going on, everything that's happening, if you don't figure something out, ain't no help coming. Ain't nobody going through you no kite. You know what I'm saying? You got to look at what we doing. I've been in y'all studio several times, man. We got to do this over the Zoom. We evolving, baby. You know what I'm saying? We got to figure it out.
Now, Jeezy, at one time you said you were retiring.
Yeah.
Now that just went straight out the window. What was it? You just couldn't let it go?
Nah, I mean, to be honest with you, it was a business strategy. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't. I had to put my labor under a little pressure.
Okay,
you know?
okay,
like,
all right.
You know,
negotiation time.
Yeah, it was negotiation time. You know what I mean? So
they did what was right.
Yeah, and then, you know, mentally, I just wanted to reset myself, man. You know, if you grinding and you doing the same thing for all this time, you know, and you come up to the end of your contract, you know, you got to really think about what's best for you. You know what I mean? I got to do this until I'm no more. Me and my homie were talking about this yesterday. He was like, yo, you think Tupac would evolve? And I was like, absolutely. He was already before his time.
That's right.
Saying if I could be, what, about 50-something now?
40-something, yeah.
Yeah, so it's like, you're 40, 50-something. So imagine him being the same Tupac from, you know, from All Eyes on Me. It would be confusing. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
Well, I can't wait for this versus battle, and that's what everybody's talking about also.
Okay.
So when you were publicly called out, now I got to ask you this, did you and Tip discuss this ahead of time and this was a strategy, or was this like you really heard it when we all heard it when you got called out?
I heard it when you heard it. You know, I heard it when you heard it. And I you know, I was like, okay, let's do it. I ain't never back down from nothing. So it makes sense to me.
So you didn't have no reservations, like, nah, because a lot of people are like, no, I'm not doing a versus battle. So immediately you said, let's do it.
I'm gonna keep it I you know what I'm saying? When I even got the call about verse, I got a call from Swiss. And
it was supposed to be Ross, right? Ross at first, right?
Nah, Swiss called me. I was like, yo, Swiss, I really, you know, if I do it, there's only one person I'll do it with. And he was like, who? I was like, Gucci, reach out to him. Let me know what's up.
That would have been crazy.
Well,
yeah, I did it. I reached out. Swiss hit back, said he respectfully declined. Cool, done. Kept it moving. I was gonna do it for the culture. We could have did it for the culture.
Wow.
I hung up the phone. I hung up the phone. 3 minutes later, that's when I seen my brother video calling me out.
That would have broke the goddamn internet. Jeezy versus Gucci.
Goodness gracious.
Yeah, I mean, we could have done it for the culture. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I'm in. Like, it's whatever. One thing I'm standing on is what I stand for. So, you know, if it was that, it's all good, you know? But like I said, you know, 10 minutes after that call, when Swiss called me back, that's when I seen the Tip video. I was like, okay, I already see what's going on. You feel me? So,
that'd have been a good one. I'm excited.
Where y'all gonna do it at in Atlanta?
I don't know. Like, you know, I don't, you know, it's Atlanta, baby. It's Atlanta, so it's wide open.
That's gonna be a good one.
You know, it's a tough one for me, man. I'm on record. Everybody know Tip and Jeezy are two of my top 7 favorite rappers ever. Catalogs are incredible. I really don't know. That's a toss up for me, man.
Well, see, I can tell you it's November 19th, baby. That's all I can tell you.
I don't know what angle.
Your mind will be made up after that.
Yeah, I don't know what angle, because if you keep it in the street, I'll lean toward Jeezy. But then if Tip start playing some of the whatever you likes and live your life, so I'm like, yeah, I might
it's
go
record
that
for
way.
record. He could play that. He could play a pop record, and then Jeezy could come with something that's in the club. It don't matter. It's record for record.
All I'm saying is November 19th, man.
Do you have your strategy together yet? Because a lot of people afterward, right, discuss what they should have done or how they got thrown off by what the other person was playing. Are you sticking to a list, or are you saying, okay, I could change it depending on what he plays?
I mean, I'm just gonna do what I do. You know what I'm saying?
He ain't giving you nothing, Yee. He ain't telling you his strategy for the war.
You know everybody. You go, hey, yo, so this is what he, you know what I'm saying?
Hey, how did T.I.'s movement inspire you on your rap come up, though? Because before you, Tip was providing the soundtrack for the Dope Boys. you know, in the South. So how did his movement inspire you on your come up?
But you got to think, when Tip was rapping, I was in the street. You know what I'm saying? Like when his first 2 albums came out, I was really on the block. My feet was on the concrete. And you know, I just was like, you know, I met Tip through Meech. And I would see him around and I'd be like, damn, like he made it. Like I was just trying to put 2 and 2 together. And you know, so when he was doing what he was doing, I'm like, shit, like ain't no reason why I can't do it. Not that just him, but everybody that was doing it. And I kind of knew him through passing. So it probably, to me, it made me see how close I was to it. Because if we stand in the same places, we in the same clubs, it's just like ain't nothing to it but my effort. So yeah.
Every time we talk to you, Jeezy, I'm so impressed of how open that you get. Because I just remember the early interviews and how hard it was for you to talk about anything and how open you are now, man. I'm
like an
interrogation.
So
I felt like I was being interrogated, man. Everybody in the world knew that if you come to the Breakfast Club, you're going to get indicted, or you're going to get probation or you know what I'm saying? So it was just that thing. And it's crazy because, you know, for me, you know, just being in this game, like I went through a lot to get to where I'm at mentally. And you know what I'm saying? Like it just took building relationships. So if anything, I feel like I got a relationship with y'all up there. You feel me?
I remember, man, I don't know if it was an interview with Angie Martinez, but it was you, Jay-Z, and Trey Songz. I forgot who y'all was interviewing with, but I remember you saying Angie. Specifically, when the statute of limitations is up, that's when I'm going to really start revealing more of me and my life. And I feel like we at that point now.
Yeah, because I just really started living for me. You know what I'm saying? I started really like, you know, what I share might help somebody. You know what I'm saying? So somebody in the streets that is going through what I went through, or you know, on the flip side, it's therapy for me, bro. Like I ain't never been the type to tell nobody business or dry snitch, but I can tell you what I went through so that, you know what I'm saying, you can feel where I'm coming from. Because if you don't feel me, you might not relate to, you know, my music. You might not relate to, you know, to my outlets. You might not relate to my, you know, my conversation. But, you know, I relate to a lot of hustlers. I relate to a lot of go-getters. I relate to the struggle. But I also, you know, relate to evolution. So that's what you're getting. You're getting a little bit of all that. You know what I'm saying? You
ever thought about, you know, you do the conversations, but there's so much conversation that you have. Like, you know, we talk about Jeezy and what you've done in this music industry, but there's so many different elements to what you've done, whether it's the record label or it's the restaurant or it's the real estate or it's the stocks or it's the liquor. Like there's so many different things that keep Jeezy afloat, even during the pandemic. Like, you know, most artists have to live off of their shows and have to live off of this, but you have so many different handles. You ever talk about having conversations, breaking down all the things that you have so these young rappers or entrepreneurs know how to invest their money to make sure they still can be okay and not necessarily have to create a, no disrespect to OnlyFans, but OnlyFans to stay alive?
Right. For me, you know, that's what I try to give people through my actions. You know what I'm saying? I don't listen to what people say. I watch what they do. So if anybody really rock with me and see how I move, that's what it's about. It's about, you know what I'm saying, putting your hand in as many bags as you can and having different types of outlets for you to you know, be productive in. And, you know, I learned that coming from, you know, the streets. Like you just couldn't have one hustle. Like you had to have a couple. And now, you know, we're not just hustlers, we businessmen. So why would I come? You get up every day, you can give this world 24 hours a day. You should do as much as you can possibly do. So for me, you know what I'm saying, why not spread myself, you know, thin around the board? I got 24 hours to do it. And I love what I do. And it employs people. You know, I look at my employees and people that work for me and people that, you know, I pay their benefits and from what my mind came up with. And I love it because it's empowering people. And I just feel like if you can empower as many people and have value in people, like, you know, that's you know, to me, that's fulfilling. You know what I mean? So if I know my people over here handling my real estate business, you know, I feel good about that because they're good at what they do. My team, my management agency, if they're handling, you know, my business endeavors, Agency 99, I feel good about that because that's what they do. So when I get on the phone, I know I'm not the smartest person on the call, and I love that. Because if I don't know something, they know it. And to me, if you can put yourself in a position where you got people around you that know just as much or more than you, then, you know, that's what it's all about. So why not spread it out and do other ventures, because just like they're gonna handle it for you. You just got to come up with the idea.
Now let's get into some of these new ideas that you done made a reality. You sitting on the set of Worth for Conversation on Fox Soul. I know you got a book. You got a book coming too, right?
Book coming. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Book coming. So sitting on the set of Worth the Conversation Fox Soul. Like I said, this was something that I came up with and thought about for a while, that I want to have conversations with people that I respected, thought leaders, world leaders, just successful people in their own right, and hear about some of the adversities and how they dealt with it, and to give that to the culture. So that's big for me. That's on Fox Soul, and that's 7 p.m. Eastern. 7 p.m. Pacific, and 10 p.m. Eastern on Fox Soul. Check that out.
And I see your merch, that merch you wearing, that number 2. Right. I feel like that signifies something.
Yeah, this number 2 right here signifies something. So, as you know, 8 years ago, I wrote one of the best albums to date for myself, and it really addressed the things that was going on in the world. And that album was entitled The Recession. Classic. And so right now on the Breakfast Club, I'm letting y'all know, and we'll keep y'all posted, that The Recession 2 will be coming real soon. So anybody that rock with Young already know what's going out there in the world. I got you. The Recession 2 will be coming.
Right. I like that. Verses and then Recession 2. Yeah.
See, you thinking like I'm thinking, Angela. You own it. Then also, since we self-plugging right here.
Okay.
I gotta holler at my compadre right here on the other side, man, Charlamagne the God, to even support this Recession album and project. Me and Charlamagne teamed up. Shouts out to Charlamagne for getting your podcast deal, and he hit me up ASAP. Shouts out to the team, and they hit me up ASAP, and they like, yo, Jeezy, we need you to do a podcast. And I told him, say that. So me and Charlamagne's podcast is coming real soon, sooner than you think. And it's entitled The Recession Podcast.
That's right.
And hey, listen, bro, we talking that talk on there, so get ready for that. And every episode I'm gonna premiere a record from the album.
Oh, that's dope.
So, and it's gonna be crazy.
And what's so dope about it, Jeezy, it's so many different things that he's into, so many different people that he's into. Can we at least tell him who the first guest is?
Yeah, so the first guest is somebody that I always looked at like, okay, I got to figure that part out, because he's doing what I'm doing. He's motivating. He just ain't motivating the thugs. And Tony Robbins is our first guest, so it's crazy. So, that's that big boy talk. So y'all got to tune in and get ready for that.
Jeezy and Tony Robbins, first episode of the Recession Podcast on the Black Effect Podcast Network on iHeartRadio, man. What makes you not afraid to evolve, Jeezy?
Afraid to evolve?
What makes you not afraid to evolve?
Because I always think about, if I would have stayed where I stayed at and not took chances, I'll still be there. And it's crazy because I had my homie say that to me yesterday. He said, I love about you is you ain't scared. And my thing is, I know what makes me happy. The two things you can't let people affect is your peace of mind and your happiness. And evolving, to me, that makes me happy. There's no trophy, there's no watch, there's no car, there's no house, there's no chain that's gonna make me feel what I feel when I conquer one of my goals or my dreams or something that I set out to do, and I execute it. And for me, I just hope that, that people from the hood, from the block, from the struggle where I'm from, see it and understand. I'm not trying to tell you to be like me. I'm just telling you that it's possible. You can do whatever it is you want to do. It's possible. Like my homie told me that the other day, like I went from sitting on the block having conversations on, on my auntie front porch. You've been there, Charlamagne. We had those conversations, to sitting at my own talk show, having conversations with different people. So to me, it's just like, in between that was a lot of let ups, let downs, not knowing, certainty, uncertainty, stress, whatever. But I ain't never break, I ain't never bend, I ain't never fold. And I kept my head up and my chest down, and I kept it pushing. And that should be the message. Just keep it pushing no matter what. Keep it moving, keep going.
I would love to see.
Part of your evolution is also that you are getting married. So how involved are you in planning the wedding? Because I know some guys are like, she gonna handle everything. Some guys are super involved.
Hey, yeah, and how's Jeannie doing? How's she doing? How's your fiance
great.
doing?
She's great, man. Thank y'all for asking. She's great. She's in, she's doing much better. Resting up, getting ready. You said how involved am I in the wedding? I mean, we're a team. You know what I'm saying? That's my, you know what I mean? That's my ride or die. So it's like, we always throw each other ideas back and forth all day. So I'm quite sure we gonna, come up with something dope together.
Oh.
You know what your song is gonna be yet?
I do. I'm gonna pay myself to come perform. You know what I mean? Drop that bag. You feel me?
Absolutely.
Now, I think you need to get Auntie on a podcast episode, man.
Yo, you absolutely right. But we're gonna have to bleep half of the.
No, you don't gotta bleep nothing. It's a podcast. She can curse. Right. She can be herself. She can be the movie she is.
And she called me. She was like, "What she call you, Charlamagne?" She said, "Man, Charlamagne made me a superstar in the hood. They love me. Look at it. They love mother."
You gotta have her on at least one episode because it's a limited series. It's only like
right
6 episodes, 8 episodes, I think.
Yeah, limited series, 8 episodes, and we might have to get on one. You know what? It'll be good to get her to commentate while we talking to somebody.
Man, that'll be incredible.
Or we bring on the Breakfast Club and let her tell some of them Jeezy stories that you ain't tell yet.
Oh no, we're gonna go to jail. She can't do that.
No. The funny part about Auntie is she act like Jeezy used to act early on in interviews.
Right.
She will shut you down. You the feds? What you asking me that shit for?
No, but listen, I can't. I love my auntie, but if I bring her to the Breakfast Club, man, I mean, she's gonna be the biggest celebrity ever, and I don't know if I could deal with that. You know what I'm saying?
Well, now let's talk about the song Back with Yo Gotti that you just put out. And you put out the video too. So it is a pandemic, obviously. There's a lot of people that are out there suffering and struggling. So was there something that inspired you in particular that happened, were you watching the news or somebody that you know that you were like, okay, this would be a dope concept?
Oh, well, so the concept, so Back is out right now. If you ain't got it, go get it on iTunes, featuring Yo Gotti or anywhere music is sold. Produced by Don Cannon. So for me, it's like, I always feel like, I try to relay, some type of messaging in my music and my visuals, you know what I mean? Not to get too deep, but I just feel like, right now it ain't time to be standing in front of no cars and just flaunting people out here doing bad. So just like, I just want to relate, like, on some ghetto superstar, ghetto, just Robin Hood type. Like if I was to ever hit a lick like that, I would give it back to the hood. I would give it back to my people. I've proven that time and time over again from any lick that I hit, in life, that I made sure everybody was straight. And so for me, that concept was like, we getting this money and we hitting these PPP loans and we going to blow it all in the club and at the mall. Why are we doing that? Let's take care of our people. Let's pay our mama house off. Mm-hmm. Let's give our auntie something so she'll be straight for the next couple months. How you go hit a lick from the government for $100,000-$300,000 and you blow it all at Dior? That don't make no sense. You know what I'm saying? Right. So for me, I just wanted to relay that message. Like, let's not forget about our people, because giving back is the new gangster. Trust me.
Now, I know you've seen the meme, and this is very fitting to talk about this right now since Georgia just turned blue. Were you sitting next to Joe Biden? And it says, Jeezy think he James St. Patrick.
See, one thing about it, Ghost ain't got nothing on me. You tell him I said, trust that. You know what I mean? I still, and I kind of like it because I could put on a suit. But, if I put this all black on with that hoodie, you already know what's going on. I think, but, to me, it's about sometimes you just got to be at the table, man. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like people sit there and, it's funny you making memes, but when we need something, I have a relationship with this guy now. I can go, I did things for him. I can go sit down and talk to him and say, what's really going on in my community that we need help with? Or not to even mention that, it's just like getting this other guy out of pocket because, I can't talk about his policies and things like that because I've been so bombarded by his antics and the way he go about things that, getting Joe Biden in there is just a step for us. You feel what I'm saying? It ain't the end all be all, but it's a great step. So we got it. We gonna get our guy in there and get this guy out because if you look what's going on with him, he basically got a cult. He got a Jeezy concert. Everybody do what he say, and everybody show up, and it's just like he got a cult. And a cult can't run our country. That can't, you got a real live cult. If you see these people out here marching and doing all these things, they're upset because they feel like they're losing power.
Right.
How do you feel about some of your friends, perhaps, that are like Trump supporters? Does that make you look at them differently, or does that not matter?
Absolutely. It makes me look at them differently. If I'm about integrity, if your integrity ain't right, I can't rock with you. You know what I'm saying? Like I can't support nothing you do. And I was telling my man about this. It's just like, okay, you got a company and the company's doing good, but the CEO is just he's a nasty person.
Right.
He saw the employees bad. He got sexual harassment suits. He treat his wife wrong. He don't take care of his family. He don't take care of his kids. He causes all the turmoil in the country, but we making money. So you want to stay there? He ain't got to even fire me. I'm gonna quit and go start my own company. So
right.
That's how I feel about that. It's like if you're gonna support somebody who ain't for us for financial benefit, that already shows me where we lie. Because I can't move for the money. I know two types of people that move for money, and I don't think I need to say it on the show. But at the end of the day, it's just like that's not real. I'm not saying you got to do what we saying, but you can't go stand beside this person knowing that he's not for us.
Right.
You can't do that, and especially not at a time like that. And that's the whole thing with the Kanye situation. Like, I get it, bro. We love you. You're a genius, but you can't go take 300,000 or 30,000 votes he had?
50,000.
He had like 60, a little less than 60.
Yeah. 60,000 votes. Like, we need that. Everybody's saying, the whole world sitting here, and if you watch even how Georgia cheated, like we need it every little bit. So it's just like, I get it, but at the same time, like, politics ain't nothing to play with when it's about the people. You know what I'm saying? Right. So
what about like a Lil Wayne?
I'm gonna be honest. Like, I reached out to Tunchi because I want to know. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I didn't talk to him, but I reached out. I just want to know. I'm just like, yo, bro, like I get it, and even if you gonna have them conversations, have a conversation. That don't mean you take a picture.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you
don't get used for a photo op.
Yeah, because we love you. You've been Lil Wayne since the Hot Boys. I grew up on Lil Wayne.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I bought my first Rolex because of what Lil Wayne and them were talking about. I almost caught my first cakes because of what Lil Wayne and Juvenile were talking about. So, like, when you get to the point that, you can't be oblivious, people will use you. Like, you got millions and millions and millions of people that love and follow you. You can't stand there. I'd rather you not say nothing. You know what I mean? Because it's not going to benefit you or us if you go out here. And I love Wayne, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. But if I could have talked to him, I'd been like, yo, bro, like, and people might have felt that way about me sitting beside Biden, but, I really felt like, out of the two, I'm going over here.
Right.
He's willing to talk to us, so let's have a conversation. You know what I'm saying? So,
absolutely.
Yeah.
How was your reaction when you saw Georgia turn blue?
I mean, from a real standpoint.
Other than being a Crip.
Texas. I'm sure the hood gonna love it. But when I seen Texas and Georgia and turn blue,
Pennsylvania now too.
That's a real statement. That means that I want my people to see that your votes did count.
Right.
Your marching did work. Mm-hmm. You're going to those polls and doing what you had to do. It worked because now we and what's gonna happen is the world is starting to flip. You see what I'm saying? Because at one point the power is shifting, and if you even go like you got some people that have LGBT community, they're getting office now. Like it's like the world is shifting. Mm-hmm. Like people, right before our eyes is happening, and you seeing people stand up. Right. And just stand for something, and I love it. You know what I mean? I gotta be honest.
Not Texas. I think you meant Arizona.
Arizona, I'm sorry.
Yeah. Correct. And listen too, man. I'm bugging. We said coming soon. The podcast is the Recession podcast is available now.
Right now.
Right now.
Yes.
Anywhere podcasts are.
That's right.
The Recession podcast is available there. So go get that.
First episode with Tony Robbins.
That's right.
I gotta ask you, man, are you getting your Dancing with the Stars routine ready for the wedding? Because we thought we saw you dancing with Jeannie, but it wasn't you.
Yeah, they said you had the mask on with the hoodie, Jeezy.
No. I wear the hoodie, but not the mask. But for me, I got moves, baby.
Okay.
I always had a little rhythm, so I'm with it.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
I can't wait to see this.
Well, Jeezy, we appreciate you for checking in, brother.
That's right.
Congratulations on everything. I think it's amazing to see,
Absolutely.
though, for real. Congratulations. You're well deserving of everything that you've been getting.
And go subscribe to that Recession podcast right now. First episode with Tony Robbins, Jeezy on the Black Effect Podcast Network on iHeartRadio. Go subscribe to that right now.
All right, brother.
Love. Y'all be safe, homie.